Inside this bag is an inflatable canoe. Obviously they're much easier to transport and store than traditional fiberglass canoes. The model that's in here is for 2 people. It's a Z-Pro Tango. It's £329. As well as the canoe, you also get a couple of special canoeing life jackets. You get the paddles and you get a couple of seats as well. I'm going to show you now how easy it is to get this inflated and ready to take in the water. We're just going to open up the bag next. So this canoe for 2 people, it's about 11 feet long. It's a special tough fabric to give it protection, whether you're taking this down a river or on the open sea. It's nice and tough and rugged, and now we get to the hard bit where we're going to have to inflate it. There's 2 stages to inflating the canoe, the floor and the sides. So I'm going to start off with the floor, and these valves that it uses are full bore valves, which mean that you can get a lot of air in and out very quickly. So hopefully it's not going to take too much effort. And just connect this into the bottom. And the self-sealing valves as well, which means that at the end when you pull the pump out, you're not going to lose any of the air that you've already put in. So now I'll start inflating the sides of the canoe. Here's the valve we're going for here, and again we've got an attachment that just gets screwed in, and then connect the pump and start the hard work again. Nearly out of breath. Just disconnect this valve. There we go. And then to make it completely airtight, we just put this seal on here. And the other side is exactly the same as that one. Well, I thought I deserved to sit down after all that hard inflating. Obviously, if I was in this canoe just myself, I'd move this seat into the centre, but I'm going to have a friend join me, so I'm using both seats. Here's what the seats look like. This is the front of it, and this is the back with the adjustable straps. So depending on how much leg room you need, you can adjust these backwards and forwards. Also at the back of the seats, the pockets for some storage, so you can get some sandwiches and some keys and your wallet and so on, a mobile phone in here, and a pouch for a water bottle as well. And it's really easy to attach these to the canoe. So each seat has a strip of Velcro at the bottom, which sticks it onto the canoe, and a couple of clips, 2 at the front and 2 at the back, just to keep you secure in position so you don't slide about when you're out on the waves. So we've got the seats where we want them, the canoe's inflated, we're just about ready to hit the water. Well, we've got lucky with the weather today, it's quite calm and flat, but even on a day like this, of course, you still have to stay safe when you're taking anything out on the water. So we've got our life jacket on now. 2 of these are included in the £329 that we paid for the Z-Pro Tango. Also, we'll not get very far without these paddles, and these just clip together dead easily. You can set them up any way you want. You might have, you know, one person taking the left one person taking the right, or double them up this way like I've done. And there are a couple of features on the underside of the inflatable canoe which will help with the steering. On the underside of the canoe, the first thing you'll notice, there's a strip in the middle here. This is specially reinforced fabric to give you some extra protection from any rocks that you might hit or scraping off the bottom of the seabed. There's also a couple of fins to help keep things going in a straight line. But if that's absolutely crucial to you, then there's some optional extra help in the shape of this piece of plastic, which doesn't look like much, but it's called a Skye. And the idea is that it helps you keep the canoe going in a straight line. It just slots in here to these little slots. You would have to put this in before you inflate the canoe if you wanted to use it. Well, this isn't a hole, this is a self-draining plug, and you'll be glad that the inflatable canoe's got this if you're taking it on fast-flowing rapids, because some water will get in, but rather than the canoe filling up and sinking, it just runs straight out here through this plug. And that's it, we're ready to go and take this into the water. Well, that was a lot of fun with the inflatable canoe out on the sea. Now we have to take it down and deflate it, and we have to get this back into this bag. It shouldn't be too difficult. First we'll let the air out the floor, and now the air out the sides. Just these valves. Like I said earlier on, these are full bore valves, so you get the air in and out really quickly. Now, it's worth taking a few extra moments to get as much air out as possible, because then when we come to folding it up, it's going to fit in that bag a lot easier. There's nothing worse than you think you're at the point of making it fit when there's too much air in it. Well, now the moment of truth, is it going to fit nice and easily into the bag? Folded it upright, it should. Ah, yes. There we go, well that was a lot of fun. The Z-Pro Tango Inflatable Canoe, £329. And now I'm off for my next adventure.